Sally Yates finally got a chance to give her testimony, and boy, did the internets love that one yesterday. Also love going to Blade Runner 2049, a new trailer dropping for that movie. And if you're looking for some hot summer reading, Bill Clinton and James Patterson, yes, those two are getting together for a nice novel you may want to check out. These are all the great conversations we had yesterday, so we'll talk about them for today's Morning Recap podcast, and today happens to be the 9th of May, 2017. And welcome to the Morning Recap podcast from thisisaconversation.com, where we go over all the great conversations that we had with you on social media and our website yesterday. Yesterday was the 8th. Today is the 9th day of May 2017. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jay Coogan Payne, and we love to have great conversations. We like to think we have the best conversations across the web with all of you. And they're not necessarily the biggest stories online, but they're stories that get a lot of attention or we thought were really cool enough to get in there to talk about. Now, you can find us online via social media. You can conversate with us via Twitter at @th_conversation. Also, look for This Is a Conversation on Facebook, and thisisaconversation.com is our main website where you can check out all the greatness that we have. That is Conversations at the website. Not the greatest website in the world, but we're growing. We had some issues, technical issues, so we're regrowing, rebuilding, regrouping the whole thing. But we want to thank all the great sponsors we have ongoing that. Of course, this week, we're also sponsored again by York Photo. So if you're looking for a need to take care of great photos, it's graduation time, it's Father's Day, it's Mother's Day, it's so many great things happening for the summer, and you don't want that phone to just hold on to all your memories. You want to do something with those and share them in great ways. You can put that photo on your phone onto actual prints. You can put it in an actual album. You can put it on an online album. You can put it on mugs and calendars and blankets and all sorts. York Photo will take care of it for a very economical price and a very speedy delivery. Check them out online at thisisaconversation.com/York Photo for a great deal we're offering up from this service. Also, stop by our website and see if you want to be a part of our conversation survey panel. That is a way for you to make a little extra money by just giving your conversations, giving your information on conversations. You give us your opinions, and we pay you in the survey. Just like that. Go to thisisaconversation.com/survey panel and see if you'd like to apply. Now, let's get back on to the conversations from yesterday. The first conversation we had yesterday started off with Sally Yates. We have a double Sally Yates in yesterday's conversations. Sally Yates, of course, started off with the talk of her facing Trump and his challenges as she prepared to testify for the Senate on the day. We'll get more into her actual testimony in a minute. The Yankees outlasted the Cubs in a 48 strikeout, 18-inning, 6-hour game that happened on Sunday Sunday into Monday. So that got into our conversations early on Monday, and a lot of people were interested in the baseball. A lot of baseball interest because baseball is going to be the only thing in town for quite some time once NBA basketball and hockey, NHL hockey, is done. Now, the cool thing is the Yankees actually won last night's game. I don't have the team in front of me. I think they played in Cleveland, but they didn't get into town until around 6 in the morning because they played so late into Sunday, or into Monday technically, that they basically got in the bus or plane, however they got there, and got into town, had a very, very early start, or late start, how you want to call it, and they got the win last night. So good job for the Yankees. Yankees are right now currently 21-9 with the best record in baseball. So great news for Yankee fans. Not so great news for Mets fans who are tanking, and it's only 30 games into the season. Sinclair Broadcast Group beat out a bid from 20th Century Fox. Actually, Fox just kind of backed away from the bid, and now Sinclair will be the owner of Tribune Media once all the things get cleared and taken care of. Tribune, the legendary owner of the Chicago Cubs at one time, and, of course, WGN, the TV station and the radio station, and many other smaller TV stations around the market. Sinclair becomes one of the larger TV owners of local stations now, and they have a little bit of a history, a little bit of issue with their being basically a conservative-leaning types organization and some of the things they push on some of the channels because they own them. So we'll see how well Sinclair lasts and how well the Tribune Media, what's left of it, lasts as it gets folded into the Sinclair family. Bill Clinton and James Patterson have a deal for you, or they have a deal for themselves, and they want you to deal with the price of a new novel because they're writing a novel. A suspense thriller, I'm told. At least that's what the internet tells us. We'll see what comes out, as the book is set to be released around this late part of this summer. So it could be a hot beach read for you if you're looking for the hot beach read, whatever Bill Clinton and James Patterson come up with. Though James Patterson is basically pulling out a book through himself and a batch of ghostwriters every single month, it seems like. But now Bill Clinton is joining the fray, and we'll have whatever they have in a few months. Senator Dianne Feinstein becomes a hero to some and sort of the villain to many others, as she tends to be. She revealed what was technically classified information. The FBI hacked into the San Bernardino killer's iPhone from a year ago. We all know that happened, so they can get some information on how everything went down. What was classified was the vendor that actually did it, so they don't get any backlash, and how much money they spent for it. We now know that how much money they spent for it. $900,000, almost $1 million for one company to hack into one iPhone. And we still, of course, don't know what who the company is. There will be some backlash for Ms. Feinstein, or the senator, for doing this, but she is basically letting people know how much money it costs to deal with this one particular incident when Apple was refusing to let anyone get into the iPhone for any locked information. So back to Sally Yates. She testified yesterday, did a lot of fireworks going on between a lot of things happening, including a back and forth with Ted Cruz. Also, a part where Al Franken became, oddly enough, the voice of reason in this whole insane thing. But the big news that was what Sally Yates essentially said, that Michael Flynn, the person that the whole thing is talking about with this whole Russia probe, could have been blackmailed. He was easily set up to be compromised by the Russians, and they were warned, that being the White House, was warned about this. Of course, a few days ago, we talked about President Obama saying that, warning against hiring Michael Flynn in the Trump administration to Trump because they had fired him for some really sketchy reasons. And, of course, Trump went ahead and blamed Obama for hiring him in the original administration as a reference to make him work through. So, whatever. Are you a fan of the original Blade Runner? Well, the long-awaited sequel, Blade Runner 2049, is coming out, and they released a new trailer for the film, which has the stars doing their things, chasing replicants and all the other good stuff. And a lot of people went squee all over it. So I'm not a big fan of the original movie, to be honest. It's a little before my time, to be honest. So I didn't really get it in the time. And as it became a cult favorite, it's not one of the stories that really caught on. Star Wars and Star Trek, I'm big on. But Blade Runner, one I didn't really get into. Logan's Run, actually, was a very good movie. You should check that out. And, of course, everybody loves Soylent Green. As weird as that is, everyone loves that one. But those aren't being remade or rebooted or extended. Blade Runner is, and a new thingamabobber, new trailer out for Blade Runner 2049. Say that correctly, Mr. Payne. Back to baseball. The Pittsburgh Pirates have made a very big get. They gave a man named Giff Nagopi, and I've totally butchered that, which really sucks, but he's the first black African-born Major League Baseball player, period. There are plenty of white players and a lot of players coming out of South Africa, but this is the first black African who had a long journey to get to the majors, called up to the Pirates a little while ago, and now he is doing great work right now. So congratulations. And part of the article that was listed talked about the struggles baseball has at this moment to keep African Americans interested in America's game, because basketball is a lot more flashy, football is a lot more money, a lot less work. Baseball is a grind, and this guy, of course, they don't play our style of football and how over there, but this guy worked his way up to get through the minors into the majors, as many African Americans these days are not doing. So congratulations and a hat tip to this young man. Now, this is a couple things that popped up late. We found out about negotiations underway for a Hellboy reboot. Now, we talked a while ago about Hellboy, or at least the producer and the actor, Guillermo del Toro, and Ron Perlman, basically saying hell no to more Hellboy. But they're going to bring it back, and they're looking at David Harbour, the guy from Stranger Things. He played the sheriff in Stranger Things, as the new Hellboy. We'll see how that works out. A deal is also reportedly in place for ABC to revive American Idol, the actual American Idol. They're working with Fremantle, the record company that basically owned and backed by Simon Cowell, that backed the actual American Idol show that was on Fox, and will bring that actual show, not a show like it, not a spin-off of it. They'll bring that actual show back to ABC, and we'll see who will be the host, maybe even Ryan Seacrest. Early this morning, we got news of more shipwrecks in the Mediterranean. The UN is saying at least 254 migrants are missing from a series of shipwrecks for people trying to cross the Mediterranean. One last night had about 450 people missing. Two other ones previously have adding up the numbers to a very, very stark ending to this story. And this morning, we pulled up the feed and watched it, and we got a laugh out of it, too. But a pie in the face is always entertaining, and especially when a boss gets one. Now, we knew a few years ago, Rupert Murdoch took a pie in the face during some testimony, and same thing sort of happened for the CEO of Qantas Airlines, the Australian Airlines, with the with the kangaroo on the tail. Yes, the CEO was speaking before a large group of people, and a man, nicely dressed man, walks up from behind, pops him in the face with a pie, and walks away. He's quickly apprehended. Nothing truly malicious other than hitting the guy in the face with a pie happened. And the CEO actually joked about the fact that what he really needed was a dry cleaner, because he had to go someplace else later on. He was looking for a dry cleaner, and he didn't actually get a chance to really taste the pie. He kind of he took a couple seconds to be shocked, got his composure, finished his speech, and kind of walked off to clean up. That's the first tweet we have for today. Actually, the second tweet. The first tweet was a UN shipwrecks tweet. The second tweet for this morning today, which is now, of course, May the 9th. So that wraps up our conversations for yesterday. And so hopefully you'll join us for more great conversations throughout the day. We're on our social media feeds at @th_conversation on Twitter. Also find us online at This Is a Conversation for Facebook, and our main website, thisisaconversation.com. We want to thank our sponsor for this week, and that is York Photo. York Photo can take care of all your photo needs, whether you need real photos or something digital or something really cool like a pillow or a calendar. Go to thisisaconversation.com/York Photo for a great deal that we have set up with them. Also, go to the website to find out how you can be a part of the Conversation Survey Panel and get paid for your opinions at thisisaconversation.com/survey panel. More information about the other projects I have going on at my website, jclevelandpayne.net. This is the part where I thank you profusely for being a part of the conversations, and I also remind you can follow the conversations at our website, on social media, and follow these podcasts by subscribing. We are now officially in the feed for our Spreaker feed. I have other things there on Spreaker. We are waiting for approval on Stitcher Radio and for iTunes and others to come. So wherever you want to get your pods, we will put them there. Just let us know. Send me an email if you want to know where you want some stuff. jclevelandpayne@gmail.com. And once again, more conversations to come with you and more wrap-ups to come in the podcast from This Is a Conversation.